I use they, them only, but I use demi man as a way or a reminder that um, to find what masculinity really means to me. And in doing so, I have non binary as an umbrella term to remind me that I'm free to be whatever I want to be.
I believe that every emotion is related to gender, but I would say especially confusion, frustration, happiness, sadness, and acceptance, if that's an emotion, you want to label that as such.
And how does that align with your perspective on gender?
Well, I think gender is kind of stupid. So my perspective on it is dumb poopy butts. But I changed my projection. I changed my perspective on gender by kind of aligning it with those emotions, but at the same time, like aligning it with my emotions, but separating it from like emotions as an idea,
Mm.
in a sense where I have certain emotions about being, being, seeing, and just certain genders, and that's just my like personal perspective on it or whatever.
I really just wish that more people realized that this is all just a performance. I think that like the older I got, the more I started thinking about gender, and especially when I started correlating the performance of gender with my natural, very performative personality. I think I'm a kind of a natural orator. And so, in any given situation where I need to present myself, which feels like most of my life, what I'm presenting myself as and what I want the audience to receive is kind of my thought process when it comes to understanding what gender is, and furthermore, what like more legally backed definitions of being non-binary are. I think I have a very type. I have a lot of traits of a type a B brain. I don't know, whatever one's not creative, whatever the logical and analytical part is. I think I have a lot of traits of that as well, and so I'm able to understand. All of these like laws and stuff being passed to limit the identities or limit the existence, erase the existence of trans people of all uh, walks and facets of life, non-binary, transgender, two-spirit, or other. Um, it's just in an attempt to basically sterilize that performance. It's people who only, um, you know, they only want to watch a certain thing be performed in front of them and are not willing to accept people that either want to perform in a different way or don't want to perform at all. And I think that being non-binary is just this representation of like, look, I'm not going to perform any one thing to a T.
When I think of gender dysphoria, I think of feeling out of, hmm, feeling out of whack or not matching with how you present outwardly with with your inner gender expression. My experience with gender dysphoria, I was a person that used to work out a lot, and I was very muscular. Um, and when I started to come out as when I come came out as non-binary, and when I started to get in tune with my queerness, I felt uncomfortable with the muscles that I had because it would make people viewed me as a man, or traditionally a man. Um, I would work out. I remember working out and doing push-ups and feeling weird because I remember I would do push-ups in competition with men because I would do push-ups to chase a better position when I played football. Instead of being a third string or a second string, I wanted to be the first string or starter. And I would think about my male peers and the team, and wanting to be better than them. And so I exercised thinking about chasing the idea of me being better than another man or another boy. And just it just brings back memories or feelings of being uncomfortable with my gender expression, with my expression when it comes to masculinity.
Like about my identification.
Or
Well,
just in general, even.
I think it's kind of honestly what people would say now is like a canon event, low key. Because to understand your gender, you have to question it, which I think that's what, for me, that's what gender dysmorphia is, kind of questioning and not being sure of your gender. And because of outside factors, you feel more like, yo, is this my gender? Like, people keep calling me this. Like, am I that? And, like, I look like this. I have these parts, but I don't feel like this. That's, for me, gender dysphoria. But, of course, it's different for everybody. It goes deeper. Some will go more surface level. And I would say I have gender dysmorphia, like, all the time, low-key. Every time someone calls me, every time someone refers to me as he, I'm like, yo, like, did I even tell you? Did I even tell you my pronouns? And I'm like, bro. And then I'm like, damn, like, you view me as a man when that's not how I view myself. But I don't know. That's just my experience with gender dysmorphia. That was just like a light one.
How does emotion sort of align with that idea of performance identity, whether it's performance in art or performance in everyday life?
Happiness and contentment are probably the two emotions that I say that gender most aligns with for me. Satisfaction, you know, feeling good about the way that you are looking at yourself in the mirror and are able to present to people on the subway and what you are and are not willing to do and what people react to you. Again, so much of it is a performance that you're always going to be very aware of how your audience reacts. And so people are going to treat me, address me, and think of me in a different way if, I walk out of my house in eyeshadow, lipstick, and a skirt. They're going to think of me differently than if I walk out of the house and I have a beard and I'm in a t-shirt and jeans.
Honestly, gender dysphoria would be cured if there wasn't a binary to begin with. A woman could be as brick as she wants to be or present, and she'll feel safe. She doesn't feel that she has to live up to certain ideals or aesthetics of womanhood. Trans men or non-binary masked people don't have to live up to being hard and rigid. And yeah, like, honestly, if it was to be cured, it's from a person-to-person level. Whether they get on T or E, or get surgery or put clothes on and find the best ways they fit for themselves, their gender expression when it comes through clothing. But honestly, if the binary disappears, I don't think it's going to happen. We're deeply informed by it and it's deeply entrenched in our culture. But if it magically or throughout time deteriorates and people can exist however they want to exist or however they are existing, gender dysphoria would disappear.
I always grew up like really